It's nighttime in northwest Syria, but no one is going to sleep. Hundreds of rescue workers huddle around makeshift fires, wearing hard hats strewn with bright lights, working for many hours at a time to search for those still trapped under heaps of rubble.
No one will sleep today because of this experience. People died. Each individual in northwest Syria knows other guy died today.
Following a pair of powerful earthquakes and aftershocks that devastated Turkey and Syria on February 6, the death toll has climbed above 33,000, and more than 6,000 buildings have crumbled. Rescue workers are now pitted against the clock to free any remaining survivors, often working more than 14 hours each day and braving bitter cold conditions. It can take 12 hours or more to rescue one person. We worked for 14 hours one day to dig a tunnel to get one girl out from under the rubble. But a new crisis is setting in, as their limited resources are making recovery efforts difficult. Many are calling for heavier machinery to help lift the larger blocks of rubble, and aid supplies, including foodstuffs and medical care packages, are slow to arrive. Since 10 a.m., we are here at the crossing. Now it's 6 p.m., and they are not letting us cross. We don't know why. We don't know what the problem is. We are carrying aid to the disaster areas, Idlib, Afrin, Gendaris. In Turkey, criticism is mounting over the government's slow and sometimes chaotic response to distributing the aid, lack of providing clear information, and inability to quickly organize shelter in the freezing temperatures. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan visited the country's earthquake-shattered south and denounced the criticism, but admitted the state's response could have been faster. Unfortunately, it is a fact that we have not been able to respond as fast as we hoped. Meanwhile, in Syria, the flow of international aid is limited, hampered by restrictions imposed by the Syrian government and compounded by the devastating effects of the country's decade-long civil war. Some of the areas impacted by the earthquake are controlled by the government, and others by a patchwork of rebel groups. Syria insists that all aid to the country be directed to Damascus for distribution, but Assad's government has been criticized in the past for blocking off aid to non-regime-held areas, including northwest Syria's Idlib province. Bab al-Hawa is the only border crossing between Syria and Turkey that's approved by the United Nations for transporting aid into the area. On February 9th, UN trucks began entering through the crossing, a UN spokesperson told the Post by email. But it's already too late for many Syrians, who feel abandoned by the international community for its slow response and lack of providing aid. This is Mohammed Shawardi, a Syrian man from Sarmada. He lost his wife and twin daughters in the disaster.
مين توتا ومين ليلك؟ وانتي؟ لك انتي عشل.
He now hopes his young sons don't blame him for their death. We've been internationally abandoned for years. This disaster just added to it and made people feel hopeless this time. It made everything dark for us. We expected the American nation to be more supportive, not just to send food baskets, but to put pressure on the regime. But we haven't received any of that support.